So for you, what has been the hardest thing for you to deal through this whole adventure?
There's like so many hard things, so many. But I picked the hardest one for the moment.
Yeah.
But it's the unknown, I think, is really hard. Like, like having the addition, like CCM's plural, but not having them be familiar, which is very weird. And then the addition of HOD, which nobody knows about. I mean, CCM is like the most well-known thing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
putting all my eggs in there. But the hard thing is like, will it get better? Will it not get better? Will it stay the same? Like, nobody knows. Like, for CCM, also, prognosis is really unknown even if you do have removal, but for me, you can't have removal. So they're like, oh, well, we don't know, watch and wait,
Yeah, that was one of the things that, I mean, I had from my big bleed to removal, I had a month of living with it, and I didn't have enough time there to wrap my head around that sort of, that watch and wait. And as much as I can try to imagine it, it must be like having a time bomb in your head and you don't know what's gonna happen. I keep referring to bombs for some reason. I don't know why.
You're so violent this morning. No, but no, I've heard that too. Like, I think back in the start of this show, somebody said that to me, like it was like a time bomb.
Yeah.
But really, it's just like, I don't know. I like to think of it as just like more friendly because it like freaks me out,
Yeah.
And, like, it gives me little clues, like you said, like my eyes will like get really sensitive and I know I need to like close my eyes or else I'll get super nauseous, or like it gives me little signals to know. I try to like be nice to it because I don't want it to turn into a bomb. But yeah, like I wrote down on here, I said it's like running a marathon on a treadmill. You're in one place, you're trying to get to the end, but it's so so it's frustrating, when your body doesn't do what you want it to do in so many ways. Like, I can't write like I used to, but I also like am sick way more than, you know what I mean? It's on like a macro and like an everyday level kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like I say, I never got a chance to get my head around it, and for people like yourself who are living with it on a daily basis, I mean, hats off to you. It's you got to be super strong to do that, and like you say, you don't know what's going to happen one day to the next sort of thing. You just got to go with it. Mm-hmm. And as far as I'm concerned, people living with CCM have got a much stronger disposition if they're getting through it than someone like myself who, I had CCM removal and then I had recovery from brain surgery. Mine was kind of hit and out, and yes, I've got residual to it, but you guys, you get hit over and over and over and over again by the effects of what it's doing, and you got to bounce back from that, and you just bounce back all the time, and hats off to you guys. You're doing a smashing job. Just, I got so much respect for everyone out there who's got a CCM and it can't currently be removed,
We were talking before about the Facebook groups and how important it is, but also don't get caught up in it because if a lot of people are asking like, I need a neurosurgeon for removal and you can't have surgery, like I found myself like getting jealous of brain surgery, and isn't that messed up?
By all means, if your neurologist, your surgeon has said you can't have brain surgery, then find another surgeon and get a second opinion. I mean, if you've got specialists in this area and that's what they're telling you, then they're telling you for a particular reason, and they will only suggest brain surgery if they absolutely think it's necessary. Because it's a minefield.
Bingo. We got it.
Sorry, I stole your joke. Cheers, Ronnie. Go away. Ronnie, go away. That was nice. Right, okay. Next question. Would you recommend a blog, journal, or diary or something similar, whether it's public or private?
I definitely would. I have a lot of resources on my website that nobody looks at. No, I'm just kidding. I have a lot of resources on my website and actually on my Pinterest page because working from home, I think, is a really appealing thing for a lot of people with chronic illnesses anyway, especially with cavernomas, with CCMs. I would definitely recommend doing a private blog. I did mine through Post Hope. You can do a lot of really cool stuff on there and make it private so it's password protected. Yeah. And if you want this blog for you, there's another one that I probably will send you later. It's not like live journal, but it's a newer one.
Right, okay.
I can't remember the name. But yeah, I would definitely recommend like writing it down, doing something like you're doing, vlogging. A podcast would be awesome. We were talking about that. Even social media, like keep in touch, like kind of like say what you're thinking. Find people who will like listen to you and just like get out what you need to get out about the cavernoma, about the side effects, or about just dealing with life.
Yeah, and it should be that, shouldn't it? It's yes, we've got this, but you know, this is how I deal with that in life, sort of thing. And there's a couple of people like yourself. You sort of like, look, this is what I'm doing, sort of thing. Do you think I should go public? And I was like, yes, definitely. I think because I think the more of us that share what we're going through, the more that people who are coming into it that are diagnosed with cavernoma can sort of go, all right, I'm not the only one in this boat. There are other people out there similar to me. It'd be good to have sort of like different age range as well. Because I mean, if you've got a child who's got a cavernoma and you're a parent and you're looking after them, there's that whole other subgroup there where there are parents asking for information. So if you're a parent doing it, then if you could do like something on it and share with people.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I think that's an awesome idea. Like, actually, like more men, to be honest with you, like more men, like contributing, kind of like sharing your feelings about it. You can even like go on a private blog and share your feelings. Like I see a lot of spouses, mainly wives, posting for their husbands.
I think it's that whole social taboo, though. I mean, men are seen as less emotional than women as general in society, sort of thing. So when you're hit with something like this and you are a guy, the expectations from society from you is that you're gonna hold it together and you're just gonna get through it, kind of thing. And well, majority of guys they will be able to get through it, but the amount of times that they will break whilst going through it, I mean, you can't be diagnosed with something like this and be okay 100% all the time with it. It's gonna hit you, and it's gonna hit you hard. And the reality of it is that it's a show, as we said. And I think a lot of guys will find that difficult to share with the world. So I think if they could do it privately, you know, and we're not saying everyone who's got it would put it out there. Right. But if a few more people from different areas were doing it, then it would help with a lot more people out there. For someone who's freshly diagnosed with cavernoma and they can't have an operation, they can't have it removed, what advice would you give them?
So first, I would say everything that you're feeling is real and valid. Try not to make anyone let you think otherwise.
Yeah.
That was a huge struggle for me because I have hemiataxia, which means that the right side of my body is affected. And so when my left could do something and I'm like, come on, right side, like, why aren't you doing this? Yeah. Like, you know, like I was like, I'm just making, you know, subconsciously I'm like, oh, I'm making it up. Like, come on, I'm fine. So keep that in mind. Everything you're feeling is real. I also think it's really important for you to be descriptive and confident about your symptoms,
Yes.
especially in the doctor's office. So like write them down. Like I even went so far as to look up like a website of like all the adjectives, the medical adjectives that you could use.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this. And then like actually doctors started listening to me. Like it was awesome. So I would add like stinging pain instead of like I have pain in my shoulder. I have stinging pain. They're like, oh, stinging as opposed to sharp or dull or
that's something that comes up on the forums as well. Is people like, I've been to my neurologist and my surgeon like X amount of times, and I'm telling them I've got these symptoms and they just don't seem to be listening to me. So you're saying that using medical terms that they will click into,
like yeah, exactly, but like things that aren't too like jargony. Actually, something I started doing recently when I've just kind of like been on this like plateau and just like going down a little like steadily. When I don't write them down, I will take a video of the symptom happening. So this is pretty cool. So I started taking videos of my symptoms and I put them in a folder like marked, I don't even know, like something like show to doctors. So I have a bunch of these videos like that I can just bring up and say, hey, my eyes are twitching and I feel like vertigo symptoms.
That makes complete sense. I mean, if you're going to a doctor and you're trying to describe how your eyes are perhaps twitching, whatever, a video is going to be 100 times more better than you trying to tell him what was happening. So fantastic idea.
Like you get a little less of the like, oh, really? Your eyes twitched? Like, oh, you know what I mean? If you show them like hard evidence, like, hey, this is the time that my eyes were doing this and it was really freaking me out. And and also, sorry, I have one more thing. Cavernomas or cavernous angiomas, cavernous malformations, CCMs, are classified. Well, I'm going to classify them because the world doesn't really know about them yet, but it's classified as a neurological disease or disorder, which makes it an invisible disease. So I think really important to keep that in mind, that like you might have you have an invisible disease, and so people are going to tell you like, oh wow, you look great, and you feel just horrible. It's really important to keep in mind that you just gotta like keep doing you and try not to take it personally, because people on the outside world are kind of like on the outside of CCMs.
Think back to before I had the big bleed. If I was talking to me now, it would be very difficult for me to, if I was talking to me back then, it'd be quite difficult for me to get sort of what I'm going through. I mean, yes, I've got something in my head which is causing problems, but how that's affecting my body is it's quite sort of weird in a way, and hard for people to understand.
Like oh, you don't look sick to me. Oh, I would never know that you had a brain surgery. And you're like, well, hey, I mean,
at that point I turn around and the back of my head, so and they kind of go, oh, you have had it.
Have you thought about getting a tattoo ever?
Well, we were running up to surgery because I've got a couple of tattoos already. Lucy's got a big one as well. Well, a couple actually. And that thought just went across our head straight away because it's such a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect canvas for it. So maybe in a few years' time when it's the scar's healed a bit more. What, I don't know. I've seen the zipper one. The zipper one looks quite cool, but a lot of people have those. So I want mine to be a little bit different, I think.
Yeah, well, hopefully in 2 years you can think of something by then.
Hopefully.
I'm still stuck on what I'm going to be for Halloween next year. Because I don't know if you saw my Halloween costume from this year.
That's spot on, that is. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I know. I'm always thinking of like fun puns. Like my sister got me a t-shirt. Did you see the rolling with my homies?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh man, I'll keep thinking of puns. I don't know. You just gotta keep it light, right?
Yep, like you gotta, definitely.
Yeah.